Right up, we have the next interview with Maria, and so she can come on up. Just interview after the other. I need to be prepared. Oh my God. Okay, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good.
Yeah?
It's nice to be here in person.
Awesome. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's definitely a privilege. I agree.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that we're here. So we are streaming to like live audience. So actually, while you were talking, there was like an online workshop. So they
Right.
haven't seen your talk.
Okay.
I mean, they will be able to see the recording. But let's just start off by you tell them a little bit what you said, what you talked, and sort of.
So
I think you have to like. Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. There you go. Thank you.
I was talking today because I'm one of the founders of Cisor Studio, which is a very young, female-led creative studio in Copenhagen. And the reason why I was here is because we have this very young, rebellious approach to digital design and aesthetics. And so I just tried to give people a feeling of where that comes from and how it is to design as a millennial in the digital age for the post-internet generation. So we've been talking about a lot of things like cryptocurrency and gaming culture and social media, its effects to mental health, and what other alternatives are there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good talk. And yeah, like I said, people will be able to watch it, so they'll be able to watch it. That was just an introduction. With that out of the way, there were actually some questions online, but I wrote it down.
Okay.
And I want to hear from you. So I know that at the start you talked a little bit about gamification.
Yeah.
Kind of in an, can I assume it was like a negative way because of being used for like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok sort of? Would you consider that fair?
Well, I definitely think gamification is a very powerful tool that can be used in very positive ways, right? I definitely agree with that. It's just a tool. I think the same with technology. It's only bad if you
Misuse
make it,
yeah.
if you misuse it, and if the people who hold the power have, I mean, it all depends on their values and how they use this tool. But gamification. I think it's amazing because you can use it, for example, in education, and you can really nudge people and have fun with it. And I mean, I was speaking in a negative way about it, but I was using it, I hope,
I mean,
in a positive way.
don't get me wrong. Yes,
Yeah.
I want to like. It's important for me and for everyone to understand when it's being used negative, which I
Right.
think some, like you said, like in your talk, some people are trying to understand your behavior rather than using gamification to, I don't know, engage you for something like learning. Because as you were talking, I immediately thought of Duolingo, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, where
That's a
Duolingo
very
is being
good-
used
yeah.
for education. So I mean, I just want to hear more of your thoughts of that being used. Some examples that you know and you think of that it's been used also positive, right? So we can have both sides of the scale.
Okay, so if social media is the negative one, there's a lot of learning games and okay, now I can't quote any, but there's plenty of online experiences and just I think also within real life scenarios a lot, workshops and all of these, but. Yes.
That was Deborah. See, I'm just telling them that, like, I'm being really honest about like sometimes technical
I have
things.
to hold my mic up.
It's okay. Keep going.
Yeah. I think you can use it in so many different ways. You just have to get creative around it. You can use it in a class. You can use it in a workshop.
Yeah.
You can use it with your kids. You can, I don't know, learn how to ride an instrument. Or it's just about having some point reward systems. And I think competition helps, but they're not necessary to have all these game elements.
Yeah, I think
you can only have one.
Yeah, I think competition is not. Yeah, like I agree. It's not necessary. It's definitely like if you want to use it in a proper way, maybe.
Yeah.
It's really hard to see competition as a way to engage. But, anyways, I'm really biased in the gaming subject because I work with games.
Oh, you do? Nice.
Yeah, I do. I work at uni. So it's just you also talked about cyberpunk, and I thought that's really interesting.
The game or the genre?
The game. Well, also the genre, I guess, but like the game specifically, because there has been a lot of discussions surrounding the game because you know how the gaming industry can be just surrounded by like male developers, right?
Yeah,
and so
definitely.
a lot of people complain about like the outcome of the game, like taking this universe and it being very male focused. I don't know how much you've actually followed, but
Are you talking about the developing of the game or the plot, the gameplay?
the game, like the female representation in the game, like some stuff that happens that's really like apparently people are like talking about how it's clearly like a game made by men for men.
For men, yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I
don't know
mean,
how much you like.
Yeah, I haven't followed so much what's actually going to happen in the game. I just found it a really interesting game because of the
environment.
The environment, the subgenre of cyberpunk, and also the fact that it has celebrity endorsements. But I'm looking forward to play a bit and see what actually.
Do you mean like when you say celebrity, you mean like Keanu Reeves? And,
Grimes is in it.
I mean,
right?
come on. Grimes is in it.
Yeah, she has a character as well, or she does a performance, from what I know.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So you see, I'm into games more from this cultural tech perspective.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. No, I mean that's fun. Of course, that was kind of a hard question, but whatever.
But I think that's definitely a problem, and it's a problem overall in the tech industry and in the gaming industry that most of the developers, most of the presumed audience, because it's not necessarily like that, is male and male dominant, and then of course the outcome is also going to be very patriarchal and
Totally.
But I'm here to change that.
Thank you for that. Yeah. So
also even in the audience, I think it matters, and it matters to talk about it.
Of course, yeah, totally. I think part of it is making it. It was interesting because there was this talk by Kevin from Mackenzie Design, and he talked about like mentioning a little bit the discomfort because sometimes these topics can be uncomfortable because of course you're going against the normal.
The normal, it is uncomfortable.
And it's but he was like saying like it is important, right? So for me, I personally totally believe in like let's just have some step on top of like these sensitive topics, like like let's talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, mention it. It's worth it, even though it's uncomfortable and you might be scared of, am I saying anything wrong, or how will people perceive me for bringing this up? But it's worth it just because then you make more people think about it, and I think we're at that point where that really matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. Let me see if there's any questions here. Actually. I think a lot of people are taking like lunch breaks or whatever, but I think that's all the time there.
Yes, lunch.
I am actually thinking about lunch, so.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for answering weird questions, but hopefully they weren't so weird.
No, they're really good.
Okay, cool.